thief. I am not an object of sexual pleasure. I am a human being. As young women, we're told a lot of messages, and we learn who we are, what is our power and lack thereof. If we can figure it out together, then purpose and inspiration comes from it. It's funny because a lot of the domestic worker women have a really tight hold on God, and I've never really had that. I've never been that religious, but I've always had a strong sense of power within myself and the connections that I make with others. And I think that's how they get that, from God. It's like they hold on to this being, this power, so that they can feel connected and alive because they are so isolated and segregated. Feelings of hope from sharing and connecting with others, that's how I get my purpose in life. It's the same idea as a God that will never abandon you, that will always be there connecting with you. Knowing our history, being connected to all of these women who came before us, who not only suffered, but did something to make things better. I think that's how people think of God. Like a sense of purpose, connection, and wholeness. Where Philippine roots once gently coiled around our throats and fed us culture, her story, and life, these roots, a gift from our ancestors, a connection to their spirits, now are left ruptured by his story's serpents. They've twisted and strangled the chords that once whispered, spoke, screamed, and wailed the motherland's tune. No more are the melodies of empowered Pinayis in past lives, leaving only remnants of their mighty cry. Of Babylon priestesses whose prayers rattled the soil beneath men's feet, summoning the spirits to dance above their heads. And of warrior women whose howls created thunder in the clouds and stillness in warfare, trembling the hearts of brothers, fathers, sons they led. And of mothers whose melodies nurtured the soul of man, feeding, nourishing, sustaining their lives, and teaching them the love and warmth of a woman's hand. And of women whose chants tantalized men's desires, where they were seen as precious jewels to be revered and cherished for their beauty, grace, and power. Today, our tongues are not our own. They have become transparent. No more are the vibrant rays of color that the Pinayis in past lives once breathed into the air. With each exhale, they painted the horizon with words harmonious, sounds now unknown to us. Our ears do not recognize the Pinayis voice, where once the woman's boom was venerated by time and man and his story, it has faded, stifled, quelled by the vibrations of throttling, colonizing masters' hands, by the misogyny that demonized, by patriarchy that ostracized the female high priestesses who healed and wheeled the heavens at their fingertips and connected them to our motherland. By the crimes of war and violence on our gender, by the stolen womanhood, innocence we've surrendered. Wombs have bled into the earth by domestic work, abuse, imprisonment for Western capitalist comfort. By Filipina Google search of mail order bride, sexy brown girl looking for a good time, exotified. The young Pinay has been hypnotized, and the words that want to crawl up her throat slowly roll off her tongue, press on her lips from the depths of her belly where the echoes of ancestors and their poetry and profundity are born. These words that we have as time passes not fought for, but mourned, cannot be released. Today, we seek change. Let us have our voices. Let it shake the world around us, where the trees will timber, the seas will crash, the earth will split open, and words will emerge in battle cry, prayer, chant, and song, because to merely speak after centuries of silence would not do a Pinay's voice justice. It would do even more wrong. You makibaka, huwag matakot. We shall not fear. This is the her story that we will make for our daughters. Give back to our mothers, to pay homage to our ancestors, whose words, whose spirits live in our words. Through this journey, brown girls to empowered Pinayis, our voices will be heard. After you're done performing. But there's also an art installation in the back of the room that a number of women in the audience had helped me to put together. If you want to learn more about it, I'll be back there. Kim Baglarai, she was one of the greatest helps in putting that piece together, and I just want to thank her.